these winter socks on.
Your winter socks.
Mm-hmm.
And we live. Oh yeah,
We
them some nice
live.
comfy socks.
Mm-hmm. We gonna walk in them.
Baby. There we go. Boo boo.
Shoot-dee doo. Whoop-dee-dee. There she go.
I'm here. I'm gonna switch over to my earplug. Hopefully that work. Did that
Oh,
work?
my thing ain't.
Here comes. Let me add
Yeah.
my other channel to here. Let's go. Stream
Okay.
info. We gonna add. Who we gonna add?
Hi, baby. What's up?
Well, how many more minutes have we got before we're going?
Girl, we live.
Oh shoot. Okay.
What, baby?
I thought it said
What?
146. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. We're gonna have to investigate what mommy done, okay? Just rain down on me.
Yeah, buddy. And we live. Since we gonna
Ooh, child.
Tamika Davis. How you doing, boo?
Tamika, what's up with
You know,
it?
we getting there. We coming. Professor Lovely
Tamika.
Lady. Hi, lady. Ooh, she was dropping some knowledge.
Some
Okay.
gems.
She was.
Yes.
She was dropping gems in the chat. This book has been a rather interesting read, I must say.
Girl, it sounds very interesting. Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna get out and
ashamed.
come back in. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do y'all hear static?
No.
Okay.
I know here no static. I know here no. I guess I should give me some water. Oh, I need to go to Walmart. Okay,
Girl,
and buy
Walmart is
some
a mess
water
right now.
because we running low on that water. Okay.
Oh yeah. I've been on this thing lately. That's all I want is just water. Like I'm talking about like I be feeling
Ooh,
like
I
I'm getting
like
out
when
of
my
water
body do
every
that.
night.
I
Huh?
love when my body do that. I love
I'm
it.
telling you.
I mean, like, oh, it's water time.
Is it
Hey,
is it water time? I gotta get me one of them big old cups or jugs.
I be excited when nothing will do but water.
Water. I don't want anything else but water. I am parched.
Which one? What we did?
Huh?
She said she really liked the last upload. I'm like, I don't remember what it was.
Come on with the reading.
Oh, you talking about the one we just watched?
Why is this not working?
I'm trying to get through with that book because she got one for the women too. She got one for
It's
the
really interesting.
women about them men's, and that's the one I'm trying to get to. But what she said was that only one chapter should be read per day for
This too
Yeah, I
much.
psychological
mean,
reasons.
it's a lot because she's saying some stuff. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I can stomach that.
Yeah, she be going in, but you know what? Oh, she said from a few minutes ago. Yeah, okay. So what happened was, I'm gonna tell you. When I started, okay, so I heard women talking about this book like a decade ago. And I knew it was an old book because that book came out in '89. So
What?
yeah, I was 6 years old when that book came out.
Wow. Okay.
And so now you staticky. So
Down here. Okay.
um so I heard the women talking about the book and they were saying all kind of shit about the woman. And I was like, what is in this book that got these women so mad? Why they so pissed off about this book? So I decided to get the book. And I am ashamed to say that I have been reading this book for over a year. Over a year. Why? Because when I first started reading that book pissed me off so bad. I was like, hell no. So I got up to like chapter 4. And when I got to chapter 4, I put the book down. Hey, Just Jay, I put the book down for I put the book down for 6 weeks. I ain't pick it back up. So then after 6 weeks, I picked it up and I read it. I think I read one more chapter and then I was just like, I'm gonna let it fall by the wayside. But I was deeply disturbed in my spirit. I was
That's what
deeply
I was going to
disturbed.
ask you. What was it that set you off about the book? What was it?
So in chapter 4, she discussed basically what was chapter 4? I think it had to do with hygiene and the way she spoke about women in their natural hair and
Oh,
just some of the shit she was saying. I was like, this bitch is acting like,
You say she crazy.
but because it disturbed me so bad, I just kind of carried it with me. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, why would a woman write something like that? And I kept meditating on it, praying about it, and finally, the word came and said, "Hey, read the title, dummy." And I was like, "Okay." So I read the title:
Not dummy.
"The Black Woman's Guide to the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman." The key word there is understanding. Understanding. Okay. So if you trying to get somebody to understand why this woman behaves the way that she does, you would have to explain why she behaves the way that she does. And if you read the book from the perspective of, oh, this is what she's saying all black women are, you already put yourself in a messed up disposition because one, that's not just one woman. This is different groups of women for different particular reasons and different things. So she's discussing different women and different ways they might do stuff. And so if you look at it from that point, because when I looked at it from that perspective and I went back and read it again, I could see the differences. And then I could call up some of the women that I have met in my lifetime that had some of these characteristics, and I was like, okay, I get it now. So if you read the book as if it's an indictment on black women, then you're not gonna understand the message that she's trying to give. And the book is not necessarily for black women; it's for black men to understand
ah,
black women.
okay.
So
Well, I
one,
think some of her stereotypes sound kind of strong though.
yeah, it is kind of strong. I think she's inflammatory on purpose. I think. I think she's
Okay,
inflammatory on purpose. But
okay.
the other thing is, see, also, there's another book, The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. And once we get through this one, we're going to delve into that one and see what she had to say about them.
Ah,
I've already noticed some differences between that book and this book. That book, one, is it has a lot more words in it than this one. The font is smaller, and so she had a lot more to say to them or about them than us. So I want to look and see what she. And I noticed that a whole lot of people they don't talk about that book, but the Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man is what got her on the Phil Donahue show. But don't nobody talk about that.
Mm.
ah.
I didn't know she was on Phil
Mm.
Donahue.
Yeah, that book got her on the Donahue show. You can find the clip on YouTube.
Let me ask y'all
Mm-hmm.
something. My treadmill is not too loud, is it? In the phone?
Uh-uh.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure it wasn't too loud.
Let's
Y'all let
see.
me know if I'm stacking.
Hey, Key Kitchen. Professor Lovely Lady said, "Hey, Just Jay, did I speak to you? If I didn't, how you doing?" She said, "That may be why it was suggested to read one chapter. Yes, give you and see, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why I went on saying, let me do the discussion. I don't know who this is. Keep calling me every day, but they don't say nothing. I don't got time. Anyway, um, that's why I was like, let me put this discussion on my spiritual channel, cause like some when you look at it like it's not an indictment on you, it kind of give you a it's an opening really to examine yourself.
Okay.
Cause I'm gonna be real, some of that shit in there I do have done, and I don't feel bad about it neither. Change it for what?
Ain't
Hell
nobody
no.
trying to live up to perfection. That right there, trying to live up to some kind of, Molly made perfection. Ain't nobody trying to do that. You trying to do what works for you and your family, you know?
Yes, yes, and then like when she said, okay, she made statements like the black woman will turn the home into a battleground. Okay, the way she wrote it, the way it sounds very negative.
Yeah.
But realistically thinking, who's not gonna use leverage where they have it in order to
Okay.
get what they need? So it's
That
not
part.
necessarily an indictment. And then you got to understand she's talking to men about women.
Ask, what is that for
So
you?
if the man is saying she always fussing or she doing this, this, and that, well, nigga, she's trying to get through to you, ding dong, and that's why she's doing it.
Ah,
But
I
you
see what you're
know,
saying.
right? It's just you gotta have a different perspective when you look at. And see, another thing I noticed, women, especially in these relationship spaces, we always got our nose in places they don't belong.
That's facts.
Them
Like what you
men,
what you mean what you mean for example?
huh?
What you mean for example?
Them men can talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about amongst men. You're not supposed to be there.
Okay.
But rather than the women just sit their ass down, shut up and listen and try to glean what they learn, they think they supposed to go in there and fight. You ain't supposed to fight. You supposed to sit there, listen, try to understand. And if you understand and you don't rock with it, that just means that's just somebody you don't need to be fooling around with. You're not supposed to go in there, oh, let's do battle. I'm gonna change your mind. No, no, you're not
Well,
supposed to
I'm
change.
guilty. I'm
Huh?
guilty. I said I've been guilty of that.
And a lot of us are. But then also in that chapter when she said, uh, a woman showing up where he hang out at because she want to know where he is.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
too much. Yeah.
that's crazy. But I mean, I see a microcosm of that on this internet. Like some of these stuff, these places and spaces that these women be mad about, and some of the stuff that these men be talking about. It's like, what the hell you was doing over there for anyway?
Right.
There's a male space now. Mid, for instance, um, I'm gonna
Look at your
use
toys. Go in
I'm
your
gonna
playroom.
use Big J for an example.
Okay.
Now, I'm quite sure if Big J was a within a group of men, some of the stuff we hear him say might come out differently if he's in the company of men. But because he knows he's in the company of women, he changes his language a bit. Because you don't talk to women like that. You know,
Hmm.
something some of these knucklehead Negroes don't understand. But that don't mean that he may not understand how they feel or agree with what they feel. They don't. Some places we ain't got no business being. Them men have a right to vent and say, for instance, like the men complain. They'll say, "Oh, they be over there talking about how niggas ain't shit and how they don't mean them. They don't need a man." Okay, uh, not every time that a woman say, she don't need a man means she don't give a damn about no man. She don't want to be around him. She might be making a statement that, you know what, regardless of what he does or not, I know what I have to do as a woman. That might be what's being said. But to a man listening to women talk, they're not computing it that way. That's why, people need to stay out of other folk business, mind their own business. I think people be all up in places they ain't got no business being. Leave folk alone. If it is a place where mutual understanding is supposed to occur, that's a different situation. But why would a woman go to the He-Man Woman Haters Club? What is
Right.
her purpose? Which you think you gonna get there?
Right. I know you said you had went to the Roger report and found yourself in a hostile environment,
Hell
initially.
yeah. And I ain't continue to fight they ass neither. When they
Exactly.
get into conversations where my I'm gonna say my ego. When they got conversations where my ego will compel me to click the link and tell them, that meant I needed to leave. That's what that meant. That meant I need to go because this is not a space for me. This is a space for men. They can have whatever conversation that they having, and if I'm unable to digest what I'm listening to, that's more reason for me not to be there. So I would leave. I ain't need to announce that I was leaving or none of that. I just quietly pack my shit and go.
But you know
Peace
what?
out.
What you just said is powerful because a lot of times I think that we as black women, we don't ever like check our ego. And I'm not saying healthy check. I'm talking about excess check. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. And just the fact that you are ego aware is that's big.
I mean, it would do everybody well to check their ego. Your ego gets you fucked up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think for me, I was just like overwhelmed when I saw this manosphere stuff because I just came to like look at crazy Kevin Samuels. And then I come to find out there's a whole culture around this stuff called a black manosphere. I said, no, that's not possible. So I was just like a deer in headlights looking at the screen, like, what in a BGS, a who, a what, a whole what? Oh my God. Like, I just could not believe that
Can't
black
go with
folk
you anymore.
had built a whole like philosophy, around this gender war. And I don't see a gender war. I'm oblivious to it. I think what I've come to realize after I spent 1 month trolling the Black Manosphere, and when I say troll, I don't mean like in a crazy way. I just mean questioning, doing debates, expressing myself, um, trying to just see what they really talking about and why does that not make sense. But what I came to realize is that there's a lot of males and females online who have deep struggles. There are probably people who will never ever get in a relationship, God forbid a marriage. They're just kind of unfit. And I think a lot of the people who entertain all this relationship stuff, especially when they're over 35, they're lost. And so I don't really think I need to be part of their conversations because I hate to say it, but I look at it like natural selection, you know?
Hmm.
And some people just ain't cut out. I mean, if you're not raised a certain way, you're just not cut out. You don't have the building blocks for family. So I don't think everybody needs to be married or in a relationship, but I do understand a lot of the men are dysfunctional. Some of the stuff they think and believe, they won't make a good husband to anybody. Nobody.
Right. And some of the women won't be good wives neither.
Oh, yes, honey.
There's
True.
no way you're a healthy individual and you're sitting up here listening to things that's affecting you emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually every day. You know it's harmful to you, but you keep going over there too.
Right. Absolutely.
That's not
So
what.
what is, go ahead. I'm
Hmm?
sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm like, that's not what healthy women do. Could you imagine somebody like that, and there are women like that rearing children?
Ooh,
Come on now.
That's the next chapter of the book too, raising children.
Oh, I can't wait for
Ah,
that.
that's child. Please, we were just saying that might be a topic, huh?
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah,
So these, you know,
Mikey, thanks for coming in. Go ahead.
there was a part that Shar Hazad Ali. She was saying that black women. What did she say? House be dirty, kids be dirty. Um, stuff. She ain't looking like looking like much and all that type of stuff. And I know for me, I had to think of practical stuff. It sounds great to get up in the morning and do all this makeup and be, Miss Molly, um, you know, decked out, fresh, iron clothes, looking like you about to go somewhere important. It sounds good. But what I found is I had to be practical. So when I quit my job and I was at home every day, there's no way I'm putting on all them clothes I had, the semi business dress clothes. That's not
Right.
happening. So I had to find myself a uniform. So I went to Walmart and I got like 10 of the same black shirts and a whole bunch of yoga pants. And so pretty much I wear the same thing for every day, like just
Yeah.
around the house. Yoga pants and a long black shirt. And I call it the Jewish style because that's what I see a lot of these Jewish women wear,
Yeah.
when I go. And the reason why I wear that is because I can just put an apron on top, when I'm cooking and stuff. And I'm doing gardening. I don't have time to switch outfits for gardening, then trying to be cute at the same time. I'm out here in the dirt. I'm sweating. And I need to just like, after I do all that gardening and stuff for 4 hours, I gotta go take a shower. And you'll go through clothes doing that. And exercising, same thing. These outfits I'm wearing, they're practical. I can pretty much do anything I need to do in them. And then I
Yeah.
switch it out and put another one on. It's just
Yeah.
practical. I can clean up. But if you get some old fancy clothes and stuff, girl, you're gonna tear it all up, get Clorox spray on it. You know what I'm saying?
Get all kind of stuff on it. That's why the last time when I did that clothing house, I was like, I'm trying to look for something because sometimes, most of the time, because I'm losing weight, first thing I'm gonna put on is my workout clothes so I can get my
Yeah.
workout in. I don't
Hmm.
always get to shower after my workout
Right.
because I got other stuff to tend to. And the time might get
Right.
away from me. I might not get a shower till later on at night. So I was like, let me find something that's cute that I can work out in and I can move around in for the rest of the day. Cause I ain't gonna always get to go in there, take a shower, and look nice, and I don't always get to do that, you know. And I remember, um, Professor Lovely Lady had made a comment, and she was like, they don't cook, they don't clean, they stay in their house clothes. Look, I'm guilty. I've been in my pajamas all day. Now my children ain't dirty. Fuck that. that's terrible parenting. Okay, but I've been in my pajamas all day. But I mean, I was getting stuff done. But I mean, that's it's not an indictment. And if you read the book and you looking at it like, oh, everything I do is wrong, then yeah, it's gonna leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Right.
But if you looking at it now, I feel like this. If you look at it and you say, "Oh, that's wrong. I don't like that," then I mean, the only person that has the power to change it is you. If you don't like it, change it. You know, if you don't feel like it needs to be changed, because like I already know, I know why sometimes I'm not dressed to the nines. I don't have the time.
Hmm.
It's not practical, or it don't make sense. You know, so
Yeah.
because I know why, um, I'm not bothered by it. Say what you want, but come do what I do. Now, if you can do
Right.
what I do and do it more effectively than I can, then okay, maybe I should listen to you. But until I see that, I don't care what you got to say. You
But
can
see,
look good.
that's where vanity comes in, though, because it's like, oh, you gonna sacrifice getting your kids to school on time so you can have lip gloss and have a full face makeup. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
not practical.
Sacrifice your sleep
Oh yeah,
so
get
you
up
can
extra
make sure
hour.
and for some women can do this. Some women they will get up the extra 2 or 3 hours early just to make sure they can get dolled up. Okay, I ain't that woman. Okay, I need all my I need all my rest. Okay, I got a lot to do. I need my rest. So I mean, if it works for them, that's okay. But it's some women, like she said, they'll be dressed to the nine and their house is a wreck.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you look good walking out the door, and then you walk back home to a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
Your house look like sadness and depression. That's where you spend most of your time.
Mm. That's a good point. What are you pouring your energy into, yourself or your family and household? And I think it's you got to find a balance. Like me, I can't see me doing a whole lot just for me to go into the garden early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Who am
Yeah,
I impressing? It's just not practical.
it's not. It's not practical. And I think, you know, I think people be trying to. You said, yeah, this is what some men have complained about. And see, that's the thing. Then, as far as the men complaining, I think at that point you gotta know who your man is. If it's more important to him that you look good rather than clean that house, then by all means look good and let him worry about cleaning the house.
Well, how about he can just go ahead and he can pay for the maid service, and then I could spend that same energy. You see what I'm saying? I could
That
pay
too,
for maid service.
work out the compromise. It's a compromise to be made, but I think
It's over there,
the
right there.
the communication has to be there. And I think that's another thing that people don't do in these relationships is actually communicate what they actually want because it requires a level of vulnerability that I think a lot of people don't want to express.
Right,
Like, I don't want to sit up here and have a conversation with you about why I'm in my pajamas all day. I don't want to have that discussion. Like, what we need to talk about that for? You can't see I'm busy. you you can't see
right,
that I have putting on clothing to look nice on the bottom of the priority list. I would expect that you would know that. However, why would he? He don't live my existence. All he knows is what he sees.
right.
If that's something that's important to him, then the conversation has to be had. But a lot of people don't want to have that vulnerability to express that or even know that it's an issue. That's why I be recommending therapy. Go to therapy so they can help y'all figure out what the hell's going on. Yeah. But as hard as that book is to read, I do kind of enjoy it at the same time
Hmm. Hmm.
because if you willing to be open and honest about yourself as a, I'm gonna say woman because the book is about women, but people in general. If you willing to be open about yourself and talk about some of those things that you know you might want to keep hidden or you don't want to discuss,
Yeah.
Professor Lady said, I don't think the men are saying get dressed up. I have only heard the being in sleeping clothes all day and the house not clean. These are housewives, none working. Yeah, you are cleaned up. But you know what? Being a homemaker and being a homemaker primarily for most of the time that we've been married, I will say this. Homemaking is not easy. And I mean, I didn't like the way she made it sound so trivial in that book. Talk about uh women are out of sync with natural order. Girl, look, waking up every day to wash dishes. I'm talking about you wash the dishes. Boy, your hands
All
tight as
day.
some dishwater
All day.
all day long. You continuously washing dishes. You always doing laundry. You got to scrub the toilets. Your work is never done. That's just the work inside the house. That's
Right.
not including all the errands that you have to run, the random texts and phone calls you get. Oh, can you do this? Can you help with this? We do a lot.
Yeah.
And then most of the stuff you do is a solo journey. Now, you grew up going to school 8 hours a day where you interacted with people. If you went to college, you went to college, you interacted with people. You had a job, you interacted with people. When you're a homemaker, most of your interaction is going to be with children and then your spouse.
Right.
And the rest of the time, you just in 4 walls
Woo,
working. You know,
child.
that's not no easy feat. Some
It
people
is
can't
not.
process that. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
I'm
It's not
thankful.
easy.
Huh?
I said it's not easy.
It's
It's
not.
not easy. Uh-uh.
It's not. I'm thankful for social media, especially in today's time. Cause I'm gonna say one of the best times I had being a homemaker was when I lived in Arizona because I had met an older woman and she was living with her daughter. She was helping she was helping the daughter with the granddaughter because the daughter was working and of course she wasn't married, so she was a single mother. So she was there doing that. So essentially I had another homemaker to talk to. So I could do stuff like she cooked dinner, and then because she was older, I could learn by watching her. She been doing this a whole lot longer than me. She done reared her children. I ain't even had children yet. So well, I had a baby, but he died. So um, but I didn't have no children yet. So I could learn from watching her. She gonna make her dinner, I make mine. At lunchtime, we switch dinner plates. So I have her dinner, she had my dinner. when we come, when they come home, we had a dinner that we cooked and stuff like that. We go shopping together. But in today's time, it ain't no whole lot of homemakers. So you pretty much don't have no socialization. You really is in walls by yourself all day.
Yeah.
You can't have conversations with adults, especially when your children small, because you up in here listening to Dora the Explorer and
Yep.
everything else.
Yep.
You don't
Yep.
even know what an adult conversation is. It's not easy. And I didn't like how she made it seem so trivial in that book, but she did. I mean, the book came out in '89, so Professor said, "Hey, Nene," said, "I am not a homemaker, non-working mom. Yet I have enough sense to know it's not an easy job for sure." You know,
She said, what did she say? She said she's a working mom. Is that what she
she,
said?
she said she's not a homemaker. Quotes, non-working mom.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Got it. Got it.
when I remember when I first started being on social media and told people I was a homemaker. You know, the most shit I got was from other women.
Of course. Girl, you wasting yourself. You ought to get your own money. You can't depend on nobody. What if this? What if that? Well, I can imagine. You wasting your brain. What about you? Yeah, I can imagine.
They told me I was lazy. They
Lazy.
to-
Girl, shit. This ain't nothing lazy about this.
they said you a homemaker because you don't want to get no job. I was like, maybe I'm a homemaker because I don't want my children to have to unlock the door and fend for themselves when they come in the house.
In the dangerous world we live in, if they can make it from the bus to the house, okay? Don't forget that part.
Maybe I'm a homemaker because when my child texts me and say, "Come have lunch with me," I can do that. He said, "I heard it all." Yeah, and that's crazy. The most judgmental statements that I heard have not come from men. It has come from women. And I'm just like, if you know what you do as a mother, okay, because let's not even do the white part because like she said, they feel like doing anything for a man is being his maid, which is I think that's crazy.
You got to
I
keep your
don't
own house clean, even if you a single woman. So what sense does that make?
yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. It's I don't know.
Or maybe people don't have no furniture, they don't have no stuff, and they don't cook and they eat out all the time. That's the only way I could see that you don't do nothing if you're single. You ain't got no stuff.
But
It's
they
the
don't
empty over
cook.
garden.
So I've learned it too. They don't cook. I thought this was a mess, but the younger generation of women do not cook. And if they do cook, they cooking out of the box. Or they getting something out the frozen section and heating it up.
Hamburger
So
helper.
yeah, I don't even know if they make hamburger helper no more. I was like, oh wait. I thought the men was exaggerating, but um because most of my social media presence is me basically doing a lot of domestic activities. I do get women that'll come and say, "Oh, Queen, I want to know this recipe," or "I want to be able to do this, that, and the third." And I'm like, "What?" I had one lady. She told me I was making a box cake. Okay,
Okay.
she said I ain't never baked a cake in my life.
Wow. Mm.
I was like, "Oh,
Child.
okay."
Oh wait. My 7-year-old is a baker. She got a baker hat and apron. She make cookies, cupcakes, anything you could think of. Cake, pie, she do it all.
He said that's why I like the meal prep, so I don't have to spend all day in the kitchen. I can have time for myself. Now that's something I can learn to do a little bit better is meal prepping.
Does she
I
mean
ain't
meal
good.
prep like where you cut the food up and portion it and it's already cooked and it's stuff like stuck in a container and you heat it up? Is that what she mean by meal prep?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. I wish I had that skill. I don't have the meal prep skill. If I had the meal prep skill, I'd probably be single by now. Okay. But yeah, that I the book gets on my nerves, but I enjoy it at the same time too. For the simple fact that um it can open up some discussions and self dialogue that people probably wouldn't have. And I mean, some people need to go to therapy. That's just the long and short of it.
Yeah. You
Some
know,
folks.
I think
Hmm,
about it with the whole homemaking thing.
uh-huh.
Um, it's new to me. So like I've always taken care of my home, but I had a housekeeper during my career, so it really wasn't like a stress or burden to keep the house. I just had to do the laundry mostly. And I just cook and clean up right afterwards. So it wasn't a big deal. I didn't. I think I think we talked about that before. I was saying it wasn't until I'm home that I actually realized how much work I didn't do that needed to be done, how much neglect that there was, things that should have been done better or better order. Like I'm just learning to really like organize for real.
Yeah,
Like professional quality organizing. I got a book on it, and that's part of housekeeping too, making stuff practically useful in the right place and keeping it stored the right way. But I got this, inkling that I gotta be with my daughter. I gotta be with my home. I can't keep on teaching other people's children. And it's just too much I need to be doing here for my own. So that's when I just told my husband, I said, you know what? I can't do it anymore. My daughter would be like looking at me like, Mommy, where are you going? I'm going out to work. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
leaving her to go be with somebody else's children. And she's a young kid. So I was like, that's it. I'm not going back. And I did that at 42. It's been 3 years later. So you're a veteran. I'm pretty new to it. Um, but I do thank God that I had a lot of opportunity before I had kids, married, but still didn't have kids to explore, to do a lot. I don't know that if I was 20, because when I got married the first time in Islam, I was 17 when I got married.
Hmm.
And the idea of just being in the home and being, you know, a wife at that time, I couldn't imagine it. And so that's why partly that marriage did not work out. But because I just wasn't ready to do that then. But I'm just grateful that I had done a lot of stuff. You know what I
This,
mean? I think that's part of it. Say
I
what
did
now?
whatever the hell I wanted to do when we first got married.
Okay,
I didn't have no children, neither did he. We was around the same age.
there we go.
What?
And I
Like
think
I'm
that that's
like,
part of it. I think that's part of it. Women, you have to have a time and space where you explore just being and doing, like, nothing wrong necessarily, but just like, you might want to take road trips, go camping, see stuff, do stuff. And you can do that while you're married, early in your marriage. You can do that. And I think that that's one thing she doesn't talk about in the book. She didn't say anything about making sure that a woman has fulfilled a lot of her desires, you know, and her own expectations of herself before entering into that type of lifestyle. And I think
but
that's important.
she looks down on that in the book. Like she gives into it. She might tell you that it's she needs to go find herself, but she can't find herself without the black man. She say stuff
Well,
like that in the book.
bullshit,
So,
bullshit.
so I just like, but I mean, the book is written to men. It's not written to women.
Okay.
So I ain't gonna indict her for that, but that kind of stuff is the reason why. Uh, that kind of stuff is the reason why she um they a lot of the women be calling her a mammy and all that type of stuff.
Well, I think that it's good to be the homemaker. I think that has one of the most valuable places in society. But
More
I just think that
homemaker.
she needs to recognize that women do have their own independent needs to fulfill, unless I'm wrong. But I would assume most women want to have something that they've accomplished or done or seen or experienced that has nothing to do with anybody else except her own desire. And I think not having those fulfilled, a lot of women get depressed. They have mental health issues. They feel like a nothing and a nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I do agree.
Especially when you get postpartum depression, it could really kick in hard then.
Now, see, that's something I never had. So I,
Oh, child, you don't want that.
I never had postpartum.
Ooh, wee. You feel like the world closing in on you. What have I done? Oh my God.
Oh wow, nah, I never had postpartum.
Oh,
But
that's good. Well, my ass was
um,
old when I had a kid, so that might have been part of it too. I was old as hell.
but
Hey
welcome back,
y'all,
sunshine.
I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
I got
I
the
can hear
sweat
part of
going.
what y'all was talking about though. I heard you say postpartum depression. Postpartum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't had postpartum.
I've dealt with it. It ain't no joke.
Mm-mm, it ain't no joke.
Going back up here. Oh, down on it. Y'all hear me making all this noise over here? Trying to keep her asleep and I'm knocking stuff over here.
Maybe some water. Whew.
The water, but all in all, ooh, I am done. She said, "Yep." speaking the key. Madness with Frugal Mama speaking the key kitchen.
Ooh,
But
So you say you done with the workout? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, y'all said 30 minutes then.
Okay. Let me slow it down then. Whew.
30 minutes. Let me see how long
I'm gonna do
far I
my,
went on this
what
bike.
do you call it? What is it called? Low that, no, what's it called? Warm up and cool down. That's what
And
it's
cool
called.
down.
Cool down. Yeah.
I'll just slow it
But yeah,
on down.
the next chapter is rearing children. Okay. So
I can't wait.
yeah.
Cause she be
Yeah, see,
gas, she be hitting the gas on a lot of that stuff, but some of that stuff be accurate.
I mean, I think
Woo.
it's good to have discussions if people gonna have discussions, not to necessarily fight the book, but
Mm-hmm.
talk about
okay.
some of our issues or nature as women. I
Yeah.
mean,
Cause we have our shortcomings.
Yes,
right, and
we
I
do.
don't think it's nothing, or if it's not a shortcoming, if it's just that's just who I am, and
That's it.
this is why. This is what you need to understand about me. You know, so
Right.
it's one thing to just say, "Oh, I'm with me crazy," and then it's another thing to help you understand which version of crazy are you willing to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hello. That part.
Yeah. That part cracked me up when she was talking about weaponizing the households. Because I think most women, at some point, if things don't go exactly how you want, I know
I
I
mean,
have
I ain't
done it.
gonna even bullshit. I did not cook.
That's what I
Cause
did.
that man told me he didn't care if I cooked. It didn't mean nothing.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
Oh,
Who you
Do you
talking
know how
to?
much energy you know how much energy go into cooking? Come on now.
baby, please
You talking to me?
talk about it.
I feel like what's his name? Timon and Puma. Are you talking to me?
Hello.
Bet it up. Bet it up.
There we
I wish
go.
I would cook every damn thing up in this mother. I wish.
Come on
You
now.
figure it out then.
Okay.
Don't say the cooking don't mean nothing. Oh no, wait a minute now. All that hard work and love we put into
Right.
them meals. I don't care if it's a hot dog. I made it.
No, I'm going to kitchen and we gonna start cooking at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to make sure that that plate is hot and on that table by six.
Do you
Six
hear
thirty
me?
is the latest. Are you gonna tell me?
I ain't never
Oh,
been in the kitchen for less than an hour. Seem like no matter what it is I'm making. So no, and it's all made with love. Ain't that right, Ace? He said right. He know. He be helping me
I
cook.
said, I know you did. Oh, okay. But I mean, I didn't look at her saying it like it was an indictment. Baby, it is what it is. You better go ahead and help him understand. Yep. Certain things you say and certain things you do is gonna be a problem. Do you understand? And I will find
hmm
my leverage how I can find my leverage.
That's that. That's that's that. Nah, that was a really good read though.
How you doing, young Riz? Thanks for coming in.
Hello, hello. Let me put this bike up since we're cooling down. I'm gonna just sit over here. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what happened to May.
the police calling me.
Not the police. Well, I guess that's our workout for the day. What's going on, Big J? Thanks for coming in. We was talking about you earlier. You're gonna have to go rewind the stream and come back. But we about to be done. We done with our workout. You know what I'm talking about? So I might go on the Miss Sunkiss channel. I got a client I gotta do a reading for. And after I read for that client, then I might go ahead and strike up that live stream so we can converse about this book over there for every day. You block dumbass. What dumbass? What dumbass you block, BJ?
Oh, oh.
You know what, BJ? I'm gonna just start another stream.
You
You
finna
know
be
what
on
I'm
your
talking about?
on Sunkiss?
Yeah. Let me switch it over. Let me switch it over right now. Let me see.
Yeah, you gave me postpartum. You the one, but I still love you.
You
Let
said
me
you
see.
gave it to me.
All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes,
Thanks
it
so
was
much.
fun.
And we'll
All
see
right,
y'all.
ladies.
Hold on. Let me add this. All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Hold on. All right. We live there. Let me end it here. Peace out, y'all. And I'm going to end it. Remove. Remove.
Ooh, all right now. So you think go to your other channel? What you gonna do, girl?